Have you ever wondered if you can get groceries delivered late at night? I'm talking after 10 o'clock. We were discussing this earlier, and I started to realize that around me, all of the grocery stores close either at 10 or 11 o'clock, and then they don't open until 6 a.m. So that's a full 8 hours of time that if you had an emergency, say you needed diapers or children's medicine, you don't have that option. So there is a grocery store called Schnucks. They're located in Missouri, and they are going to try to fix this, or at least a little bit. So they are stating that with their new pilot program, customers can place orders from Schnucks website or Instacart and get groceries after 10 p.m. Now, people can order from this one facility from 6 a.m. all the way up until midnight. So you get an extra 2 hours of access to groceries, which maybe not sound like a bunch, but there was a couple instances I could think of that this actually would come in very handy, especially if you have small children. Now, it does say that the fulfillment site will have access to home goods, drinks, prepackaged food, fresh produce, and alcohol. It does not mention if they would have access to medicine, because that was one of the things that I could think would definitely be beneficial, especially like kids' medicine.
Right.
Now, they claim the pilot aims to better serve our customers and compete in the marketplace by expanding the hours customers can place order for delivery, as well as improve the accuracy of their order. So they're stating that this late night option hopes to serve customers with late night cravings and essential needs. So I was thinking more of essential needs part, but I mean, late night cravings, get a little munchies, run out of booze, don't have a whole lot of options. Schnucks wants to be the answer to that option. Now, it states that at the late night delivery service in Missouri starts at $2.99. That doesn't sound too
Okay.
bad to me.
No,
And it says it's
not at all.
eligible for free priority delivery. Now, in the same area, Instacart also offers late night delivery. Actually, this is all over the US. So Instacart already offers late night delivery from companies like Save a Lot, Wegmans, Safeway, Harris Teeter, Costco, and Walmart in Missouri. Not
Yeah.
necessarily specifically the same town,
Oh,
but this is just another new expansion of Schnucks' partnership with Instacart.
okay.
And so on one side, I can totally see, you know, your grocery store. You only have so many options to attract new customers and to make additional revenue with what you got. So why not offer what some other places maybe don't offer? I looked it up, and the only location in my town, probably any of the towns around me, if it was midnight and I needed something, the only place open is Racetrack. And I checked, Racetrack has no medications when it comes to children.
Yeah.
So if Schnucks was going to offer that, I think that's a legitimate service. Um,
Yeah. I
I
would
did
agree.
see that places like Racetrack, they've partnered with DoorDash where you can get your munchies 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that that 2 hours of late night munchies is going to be enough, but I like the fact that they're trying new things.
Yeah, I agree. And like because it's DoorDash and you're not looking at a full open store, like you can
No,
create like
DoorDash is for Racetrack. They're partnered with
sorry.
Instacart.
Well, with
Schnucks and
Instacart.
Instacart.
So even with Schnucks and Instacart, like you're not looking at a full store operation. You're looking at one, possibly two employees, depending on how busy it is, to prepare these orders that are, of like a handful of items. Like we're not talking like
Yeah,
a
I don't
full
think they're
scale
doing
grocery
the
shopping.
80 item grocery list.
I would hope not. I mean, I can see how it could be beneficial for somebody who works a non-traditional schedule.
Ah, that's a good point. Like if you work second or third shift.
Yeah, then this could be a good option to have something delivered when you're home and
Yeah,
like actually have the capacity to take care of it. So like I don't know, maybe it is full blown grocery store eventually. I think it's a
maybe.
good it could be there, but I can't imagine it supporting a lot of orders.
No. Now, I will say that previous things that Schnucks and Instacart have done together have been things like testing out their caper carts, which, if you hadn't noticed, it's basically like pushing a computer on your cart that will weigh produce for you. It will alert you of coupons, new products. It is basically the slot machine of marketing that you push along the grocery store. But they have shown that not only do people like to use them, but they spend more in store if they use them, which
Yeah.
that's always big in a grocery store. The
Mhm.
second thing that they have started doing is doing electronic shelf label technology, which I expect to start seeing more and more of this, like as early as this year. Like Walmart is said to have like the majority of their stores have this electronic shelf labels here soon. And I find it interesting that Instacart is kind of behind a lot of these technology shifts and these, it makes sense that they're part of delivery and stuff, but it's interesting that they do other things,
Yeah.
especially because I saw some things stating that Instacart kind of missed the mark on their sales call and they're not doing as well as they had hoped. So I think it'll be interesting to keep an eye out to see what other partnerships Instacart's going to do to see if this test actually works with Schnucks, because part of the whole thing of doing a pilot program is to test it before they put it out in a bunch of markets. But I hadn't thought about it before. And now that I know that there's a full 8 hours, actually longer, could actually be close to 11 hours when it comes to a pharmacy, that does make me worried that if I have a sick kid and it's after 9 o'clock at night, I may not be able to get to a pharmacy that's open until 9 a.m. the next morning. And that's a little scary. So it's good to know that, I guess, but like I needed another fear on my bingo card.
Yeah, that part. I did so, and I did the same thing. Started looking at all the locations close by. I didn't even realize that our WalMarts weren't 24 hours anymore. Like I pulled up the list of like why am I leaving the house at 11 o'clock? I don't leave the house. I'm over 40 people. Not leaving the house after 11. So I didn't know that all of them, you pull up the location list and you scroll through and they close at like 10, 11, 11, 10. I'm like, oh, well, all right.
I didn't consciously know that they closed at 10 or 11. I did know they didn't open until 6, because as much as I always think of myself as like a night owl, like you said, at 11 o'clock, I am in bed, I'm in my jammies. There's no way in hell I'm going to Walmart of all places. But now that I'm old, there is a possibility I might get to Walmart at 6 a.m. in the morning. And that's
You
depressing.
couldn't force me to leave the house at 6 a.m.
Okay,
Like
it's probably closer to 7, but I'm just saying.
mm-hmm. Because I don't have to be at work until 7:45, and my behind is not even crouching awakeness until like 6:35,
It's
specifically
just nice
6:35.
to know that your sleeping habits have not changed in the 25 years I've known you.
I
Any
sleep.
hoodles, tell us down below. If you had an emergency after like 9 p.m. or 11 p.m., depending on where you live, what options do you have for a late night essential run? We're talking diapers, we're talking medicine, or maybe we're talking alcohol and munchies. Let me know down below. And would you pay $3 to have these type items sent to you? Because I think that's actually pretty manageable, pretty
Yeah.
affordable when you think about it. So let us know down below. Let's join in this conversation.